Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. This is your boy Town Biz. All right, man. So I just got a chance to look at Oscar Dela Hoya's interview on the Breakfast Club, which is now being broadcast BET, which is now owned by Tyler Perry. Now, with that being said, I just want to talk about Oscar Dela Hoya's interview with the Breakfast Club. It was a good interview. One thing about Oscar Dela Hoya, I'll say this much: whether you like Oscar Dela Hoya or not, I will say Oscar Dela Hoya will give you a good interview. And it was kind of funny. He got pressed by Charlamagne during that interview. And Oscar De La Hoya, I found him contradicting himself a couple of times during the interview, in particularly the infamous fishnet pictures that turned up. One minute he tried to insinuate they wasn't him. And then after Charlamagne President said, "Come on, Oscar, you know damn well that was you." And then on one hand, he said it didn't bother him. He didn't think it was going to ruin his career. But then he turns right back around and said he thought it would possibly ruin his career. Nevertheless, I'll say this much about Oscar De La Hoya. The early years, Oscar De La Hoya, for the most part, he fought everybody. He was trying to fight the best guys available. Now, I will say this much. He did, in my eyes, he did duck Vernon Forrest. He ducked him. Now, I know some of you Oscar De La Hoya fans, and particularly Hispanics, are going to say, oh, he didn't duck. And that's fine. Yeah, you could disagree with me, but I would advise you don't say nothing slick, because I'm oil when it comes to being slick. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, Chevron oil, for real. So don't try it. You can disagree with me, but don't disrespect me. It won't end well for you. But nevertheless, he got pressed about it and he addressed it. He said, he was chilling with a lady, and basically they, got drunk, and they was under the influence. And my question is, why did she take those damn pictures, allegedly? Or who took those damn pictures? Was it somebody else in the room or whatnot? What's up? But nevertheless, Oscar broke down a lot of things. He broke down the situation with Ryan Garcia. He's saying basically he's not trying to, break Ryan Garcia. He just wants him to honor his contract. And he basically explained what happened with him and the fight with Manny Pacquiao. Listen, at the end of the day, just going back to the Manny Pacquiao fight, I know people love Manny Pacquiao for, basically retiring Oscar De La Hoya. But at the end of the day, Oscar De La Hoya, as he said, he was a dead man walking. First of all, when I saw how Oscar De La Hoya looked in the ring, Oscar didn't have no energy in that fight, and basically it was just a one-sided beatdown, Oscar De La Hoya get more credit for the Floyd fight than the Manny Pacquiao fight. But, the Manny Pacquiao fans will say, well, Manny Pacquiao, he stopped Oscar De La Hoya. But, to keep it a buck, Oscar De La Hoya technically hadn't fought at that weight class in like 10 years. He moved all the way up to 160 and then tried to come back down to 147. And he looked terrible. But I don't want to rain on Manny Pacquiao's parade, because, the Pacquiao fans will get upset and they'll try to bring up fights that have nothing to do with the topic in discussion. But just watching Oscar De La Hoya as a fighter, Oscar De La Hoya, he was an entertaining fighter, but I feel towards the latter end of his career, he started to, duck certain fighters. And some people will say, well, Oscar at the time, he was established to the point to where he could fight anybody he want because, he paid his dues. He put in the work early in his career. You might can make an argument about that, but some will say, hey, if you want to be known as a legend or one of the best that ever did it, you fight the best all the way until, your very last fight. And there were just certain fights that Oscar De La Hoya ran away from. And then due to the fact he said that he made a promise to his wife at the time that he wouldn't fight any more Hispanic fighters, which kind of had people scratching their head. That was kind of weird too. So, at the end of the day, Oscar De La Hoya put himself in a position to be criticized from a lot of different angles. Now, as far as the fishnet stuff go, whatever. But I did like the interview. But the only thing was he was just trying to switch up, and he contradicted himself right in the middle of the interview. Like changed his whole, changed his whole story, and, basically pressured him to say, oh, well, I'm not saying it wasn't me, because he tried to first say it wasn't him. So there you have it. I just wanted to give my take on the whole Oscar De La Hoya interview. It was a good interview with Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club, which you can catch on YouTube. So there you have it. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out. Boom.